One of the things I find passengers love is that you lower the bus for them. But there are certain types of people who may have injuries, maybe elderly, or they might just ask you to lower the bus for them. Lowering the bus for a passenger is a very important part of our job. What it says to the passenger is that you care. So basically, lowering the bus will bring a smile on most people's face. Some people don't really care. They might just, you lower the bus and they don't even notice. So recently I talked to this elderly lady, a good friend of mine. She turned 90 last week. So respect to her. I said to her, when you go out, because you go out on the bus quite a lot. She used to drive her car, but she doesn't drive it now. When you go out on the bus, do they lower the bus for you? She goes, no, hardly ever happens. I said, what? And then you got your walking stick and your elderly lady? She says, no, it doesn't happen a lot. I remember lowering the ramp a few times for people that may have a bit of weight issue. They might have an issue. It might not be an issue for them, but they could have a lot of weight on them. And so I've lowered the bus. But then when I've done it and I've got on the bus, they haven't said anything to me and stuff. So I've kind of wondered to myself, do they think I'm feisty or feisty? Do they think I'm feisty for lowering the bus for them? They may look at it in the opposite way. Yeah, so lowering the bus, I think it's something, I can't say how many bus drivers do it, but I've got a feeling it's not a high percentage. And I must admit, there's times when I haven't done it. Even now that I'm talking to you, there's times where I might not think to do it, forget to do it, or just not aware of my surroundings, not aware of what I'm seeing. There's somebody there with a walking stick or something like that. Some people have this idea that lowering the bus is just for elderly people. You do it for elderly people. Now, there could be a person, could be 10 years old with a crutch or with 2 walking sticks or something. You don't know what pain they're feeling. You don't know when they lift their leg upwards, what pain they might be feeling. We just don't know. So I've seen people without walking sticks come on the bus and they lift their leg to a certain height, and you could see their face because they probably was in pain already, but to lift their legs higher is even more pain. So, but if you're a passenger listening to this, I would advise you that if you need the bus to be lowered, ask the driver, because you might be in pain. I had a woman the other day she asked me to lower the bus. She was an elderly woman, but she wasn't that old. And I didn't know what was wrong with her, but I just lowered the bus. She got on. I've had people that literally smile when they see me come along because I'm gonna lower the bus. That's me. I remember this woman. I hope I haven't seen her for years, so I don't know, hope she's okay. She used to have an oxygen tank with her. Imagine, she had an oxygen tank with her. There's certain diseases, I forgot the name of it, there's one with the lungs where you just can't breathe. We've got long COVID now, all these different things that developed from COVID, but this was before COVID. So she would have a shopping trolley with a cylinder in there and the pipe going in her nose. You could imagine that. For her to lift her leg up and get on that bus, it was exhausting. I could see it. So I always used to lower the bus for her. She was really grateful that I did that. At the end of the day, we've got to remember, if we're young now, or we're getting closer to being older, we've got to remember we're gonna be there. We might think, I'll be driving my car in it all day. You never know what could happen to you. You might be the one waiting at the bus stop when you're older, and some youngster comes along, or even an older person comes along and don't actually lower the bus, and you might be struggling. So yeah, I'm just doing the things that I would want done to me, basically. So that's the end of that. So that's one of the things that will really put a smile on a passenger's face. It's hard to describe how, mental frame of mind sort of thing, because to do this is not as if it's not something hard to do, just to push a button. to lower the bus for somebody,